1922 was a big year for Italy. A new pope and the youngest prime minister in Italian history, Benito Mussolini. 7 years after taking office, this new prime minister would go on to make the Vatican an independent and sovereign country. So how did he do it, and why? Italy was racked by riots and strikes for years after becoming an independent country in 1860. Benito Mussolini promised to put an end to all of that. Mussolini believed order could only be restored by a dictator, one man ruthless enough to confront Italy's economic and political crises head on. When a trade union called a strike in the summer of 1922, Mussolini declared that if the government didn't put a stop to it, he and his Fascist Party would. The strike was put down, but Mussolini wasn't finished. In October, he told the king, either the government will be given to us or we will seize it by marching on Rome. The March on Rome worked. King Victor Emmanuel III gave Benito Mussolini full dictatorial powers for 1 year. The 1924 elections secured Mussolini's position. Mussolini did deliver on his promises. The strike stopped, the economy stabilized, and Italian dignity was restored. But he did all that by abolishing the democratic system for one-party rule. Opposition parties, trade unions, and the free press were outlawed. Free press was crushed by a network of spies and secret police. It was just a matter of time before the public began to sour on this repression, so Mussolini needed a PR win. Enter the Roman question. The Pope had controlled vast areas of the Italian peninsula called the Papal Estates for more than 1,000 years. Most of these lands were swallowed up when Italy became a unified country in 1860. The Pope resisted being absorbed into the new country. Pope Pius IX proclaimed himself a prisoner of the Vatican, and for almost 60 years, popes refused to leave the Vatican and submit to the authority of the Italian government. The status of the Pope in Italy became known as the Roman question. Mussolini didn't support the Catholic Church, but Catholicism had survived the spies and the secret police. It wasn't going away. Mussolini needed to be seen as being friendly to the Catholic Church. So, in February of 1929, the Lateran Pact was signed by Mussolini, representing King Victor Emmanuel, and the Papal Secretary of State, representing Pope Pius. The Italian government agreed to give the Roman Catholic Church more than $1 billion in today's money to compensate it for the land Italy had seized from the Papal States. The Pope would finally recognize the Italian government with Rome as its capital. And in return, Italy recognized Vatican City as an independent state under the sovereignty of the Holy See under the Pope. Mussolini had his propaganda coup and began to make the most of it. His most visible symbol was the Road of Reconciliation, which was intended to be a physical and symbolic link between the center of Rome and Vatican City. Unfortunately, the goodwill Mussolini gained with the Lateran Pact was squandered. Italy joined Germany in a pact of steel and followed Germany into the Second World War. It didn't go well. The war was unpopular with Italians, and the two supposed allies did not work well with one another. Mussolini was arrested and exiled in 1943, but managed to escape to set up a puppet government in northern Italy under German command. When German forces collapsed, Mussolini was shot while trying to flee the country on April 28, 1945. Crowds cheered as his body was displayed in a public plaza in Milan. Benito Mussolini suffered an ignominious death, but Vatican City lives on as the world's smallest independent nation-state. The Lateran Pact was revised in 1985, but the sovereignty of the Vatican remained. The Vatican has its own banking and telephone systems, its own newspaper, radio, and television stations, and a post office. It had nearly 7 million visitors in 2019. Thanks so much for watching Jesus Stories. This channel is all about Christian history and about heroes of the faith, because so much of who we are is because of who they were. I hope you'll give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, please do let me know in the comments about topics you'd like to hear me talk about. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.